Hey, thanks for coming back to the channel. This is my actually second video today on a different subject. Um, you all need to pay attention to the sneak attack that some municipalities are trying to do to get an end run around your state's preemption, gun law preemption laws. Uh, in Idaho, in Idaho, we have a town, a city up north in the northern part of the state near Coeur d'Alene called Sand Point. Now, as far as I'm concerned, it's a little burg. However, it's using a sneaky approach to try to get around the state's preemption, which says no municipality can prohibit the carry of guns on public property. So what the city of Sandpoint has done is say, fine, we're going to lease this particular property, which is a conference center, to a nonprofit, and the nonprofit says you can't carry guns. See how that works? So in other words, the municipality leases their public property to a third party, and the third party says, we don't allow guns in here. So our Idaho Second Amendment Alliance is on the case. They've been on this case for a minute, and this tactic is under intense combat in court. And we think that the city of Sandpoint is going to lose this. But I put this out there to you because this is a sneak attack that is probably being used in your state, even if your state has preemption. How many third parties, either for a short period of time, like a conference or whatever, or for a long period of time, lease or rent city-owned or publicly owned property, and then say you cannot carry firearms here? I would encourage you, and I know there's a lot of legislation going on, a lot of lawsuits going on across the country, but this is one that you need to have your ears on. You need to take a look at in your state to see which cities, towns, provinces, whatever, are trying to use this tactic of having a third party lease public land, and then the third party bans guns. So I just put this out there. Now there is an example of this kind of thing happening, but it's legitimate. For example, the NRA will did have some kind of conference or some big conference sponsored by a pro Second Amendment organization, and somebody like the President of the United States comes to speak. Well, everywhere the president goes is federal, and it's defined as federal based on what the Secret Service says. That's airspace, that's space on the ground, that's during the convoy, and that's when the President of the United States or Vice President or those guys in the venue. So for the temporary period when that person is in that space, the Secret Service or the protection group can say no guns allowed. And that is what happens. It's not the NRA, it's not whoever the sponsor of the event is, it's the protection detail for that level. So that's an exception. But otherwise, go take a look. Whatever state you're in, have your Second Amendment attack dogs. Go look at that and see see what happens. Third party, lease, short-term, long-term, public land, public property, then they ban the guns, and it's not the city. They think they can get around preemption that way. So put that out there. Any comments, please let me know. And as always, wherever you can, carry on.